Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Thanks for tuning in. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at the newest release by the company Perfumology, and this one here is called Grange. So stay tuned. Now, this fragrance was released in 2018. The perfumer is Justin Federico, and the creative director behind the brand is also the owner of the store Perfumology. His name is Nir Guy, spelled Nir, Nir Guy. Now, the original fragrance released by this brand came out in 2017, and Nir Guy has been a proprietor of this store for a while now. He works at the King of Prussia Mall in Pennsylvania, and just this year, or last year if I'm not mistaken, they turned into a full-blown store. They sell a lot of designer niche scents. I missed the launch party. I'm really sorry about that, Nir, but very happy to have the opportunity to review this scent, which was sent to me for review, but you guys know that I never let that influence my personal opinion. I just wanted to disclose that it was sent to me for free. Now, this fragrance in particular is named after the Grange estate, which is located in Havertown, Pennsylvania, and it's a very nostalgic scent for the creative director because it is a place that he used to go to with his friends when he was younger, and they used to smoke cigarettes and drink beer, and a lot of the notes contained in this scent, like tobacco, is supposed to be evocative of the cigarettes, and the fig is supposed to be evocative of the beer. I also pick up on some aldehydes in the opening. Might be in there, might not be in there, but it sort of has like this carbonated appeal. And he also talks about on the website how this is also kind of mirroring of his ignorance when he was younger, because when he would go to that forest, he was completely unaware of the fact that individuals like George Washington, William Penn, Marquis de Lafayette had also walked on that same soil. And, in his ignorance as a teenager or as a child, he would just frolic around and play with his friends. And I'm really excited to tell you what this fragrance smells like. Let's start with the presentation. So the presentation for this one is super simple. It just says Grange here on the front. It's laser etched into the bottle, or engraved into the bottle rather. And the distribution on the atomizer is nice and wide. Let's go ahead and continue with the smell. Now, as soon as this fragrance opens up, you will notice that it is quite sharp. It has a very strong green appeal, and this fragrance was in fact influenced or inspired by a forest located in Pennsylvania. So of course that makes sense as to why it would be so green. There is a note of Mexican lime, which is also used by Justin Federico, the perfumer, in the first composition for this brand, which is called Bliss. And it opens up very sharp, very citrusy, limey, lemony, and then it dries down to more of like a woodsy scent with a little bit of a green, or actually a lot of a green nuance. It's quite green. I don't know what's responsible for that. I didn't take a look at the full note breakdown, but I do remember Mexican lime being listed as a note. Perhaps I'm picking up on a little bit of vetiver. I think there's a note of oak in the dry down as well. I don't get too much of the woods, but I do get a lot of green. And I know I mentioned earlier in the review that I pick up on a carbonated, sort of fizzy introduction. And that may be due to the presence of some aldehydes in here. I don't know if there are aldehydes in the scent, but it starts off very fizzy, very effervescent. It has sort of like that carbonated appeal, and like I mentioned earlier, beer, or the smell of beer, is one of the inspirations behind the overall composition. So of course I think they work that in there very, very well. Now, at times, it also does get kind of soapy, which would lead me to believe that there is vetiver in here, because there are some very soapy, clean vetivers on the market, like Mugler Cologne. Not to say that this smells like Mugler Cologne, but I would certainly put it in the same family. All in all, it's bright, it's green, it's citrusy, it's sharp, it's fresh, it's very easy to wear, but there's also a level of uniqueness about it too. I can't quite compare it to any other scent that I've tried out there. It's completely unisex, unlike the first one, which was made for his wife, and a lot of people would say that it's more of a feminine scent. I personally found the first one to be unisex. I don't know if it was marketed as such, but this one can be worn by anybody. Super easy to wear, fresh, but it is a bit on the sharp side. So if you are interested in checking this out, I would highly recommend that you get a sample off of the official website. I'm going to leave a link to that down below. But all in all, I think it's a really nice scent. Let's go ahead and finish things up with my overall assessment. First up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, it is a unique scent because I personally have a hard time comparing it to anything else in my collection, and I have a pretty big collection. And in terms of the overall smell, it's very pleasant, very easy to get along with. There's nothing challenging in here. It's not animalic, it's not smoky, it's not over the top, it's not cloying. It's just a very great scent that's so easy to wear. You can pull it off, and I can certainly see somebody getting compliments with this too. Longevity on this one was on the average side. I got about 5 to 6 hours. Projection was wonderful for like the first 2 hours, and I think that's because of the overabundance of the citrus, and then it becomes a skin scent at like the 4 to 5 hour mark. It depends on the day, it depends on how moisturized your skin is, all that stuff. Versatility on this one is great. I just wouldn't wear it when it's really cold outside. And like I said, anybody of any age and sex and gender can wear this one. Super versatile. And then last up, in terms of the presentation, quite minimalist. Final verdict on this one is I really like this scent, and I like this scent. It's not one of my favorites, but of course I haven't had a whole lot of time to spend with it, unfortunately, but I do look forward to wearing this one more when it gets hot outside. I think this one would really shine in the summertime, and all in all, I think you have a wonderful scent. So Nir, I just want to thank you very much once again for the opportunity of sharing this with me and allowing me to express my thoughts about it on camera. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my full review on Grange by Perfumology. If you, owner, have tried this scent, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, if you are in the PA area, I'm going to leave a link down below to where you can find Perfumology. Definitely stop by, say hello to Nir for me, and hopefully you find something there that you end up liking. Thanks again for tuning in. Remember to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way you never miss any of my future content, top 10s, giveaways, reviews, unboxings, special guests, interviews, a whole lot of content. Thanks again, everyone. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.